I'm Deepak Chaudhary. I'm from Delhi. For 3 years now, I've been working as a professional in software industry.
I am Narendran. I'm working in private concern.
That I was selected in a core company of electrical only, and after working there, I've joined an IT firm, TCS.
Hi, my name is Nairaj Nayak. 2012, I joined in a pharmaceutical company.
My name is Siddharth Shankar Das. I'm currently working in Tata Consultancy Services, Kolkata. I originally belong to Odisha.
Yes, I am Sandeep Kaseti. I have gotten into customer support department.
Rise, I am Sandeep Devna, and I was working as a medical representative.
मेरा नाम राकेश कुमार सिन्हा है। 22.5 साल भारतीय वायुसेना में काम करने के बाद मुझे लग रहा था कि कैरियर प्रोग्रेशन उसमें थोड़ा रुकावट फील हो रहा था।
Even though I work hard, but I didn't get any promotions.
Yeah, I was earning a lot, but then I was having no respect at all.
TCS is a very good organization, but the kind of satisfaction, the kind of job security that which you would be getting in a government job, that is unparalleled.
I was working with my colleagues who have qualification of intermediate background, with a job where my skills are actually not required there.
Actually, my family members and friends who were like, "Oh, so such a big company, why are you leaving it?" So I was like, no, this is my dream and I will go for it.
In my sector, there won't be any scope of career improvement. So I started preparing for a banking exam.
बैंक एक बढ़िया कैरियर प्रोग्रेशन के लिए एक बढ़िया ऑप्शन है, जहाँ कम टाइम में आप अच्छे हाईएस्ट लेवल तक अचीव कर सकते हो।
I am unable to manage my office hours and my job and at the same time coaching.
I think it is not very easy to go for classroom coaching when you're working also. So what I thought was if there is some program that provides me classes online. So that's why I went for TalentSprint.
SBI का एग्जाम आया, इसको मैंने टैलेंट स्प्रिंट से जो आइडियाज मिले थे उसने रियली बहुत हेल्प किया।
I have gone through the videos of Rohit Agarwal sir, where I have gone through certain shortcuts which I felt really wondered, because I was playing with numbers since my childhood, but then I haven't known these shortcuts.
I found that TalentSprint online coaching center is the best.
So I have cleared 3 of the last year bank exams. Those were IBPS PO, IBPS clerk and IBPS RRBPO.
I got a message from the bank itself stating that I had been allocated to the Bhubaneswar circle in Odisha state.
This feeling is awesome actually, because I cleared one of the toughest clerical exam also, and one of the toughest PO exam also in banking industry.
Finally, I got selected in SBI as a junior associate.
In IBPS PO, this is my first attempt, and in the first attempt itself, I have been selected.
I would like to thank TalentSprint for all the support which has inspired people like us to crack these competitive exams like SBI PO, and I am always be grateful to them.
Hello boys and girls, a very good evening and welcome to this live session on data analysis and interpretation for your IBPS PO main exam, brought to you by TalentSprint in association with GradeUp. I hope all of you are healthy and you're fully ready to take the IBPS PO mains exam, which is scheduled for the 26th of November, right? And I think with just 2 days more to go, you must cut down your preparation fully now, right? And try and just relax and keep yourselves composed and get into the right frame of mind so that you go for the examination with full confidence and give the best possible performance in that limited time that you have during your examination, right? However, this one session that we have now on data analysis and interpretation will add value to your preparation, but I would strongly recommend that you should now kind of cut your preparation fully, right? Maybe just give one mock test in the remaining days and try and analyze your performance, right? Don't take too much of pressure. Don't think too much about what's going to happen in the exam, what kind of questions would be asked, etc., because that will only add to your nervousness. Okay, so make sure that you give enough time to keep yourself surrounded with positive energy and keep yourselves positive so that you can improve your score and boost your chance of selection. Now, this is session number 6 as a part of this refresher series brought to you by TalentSprint and GradeUp together. We have already had 2 sessions each on English language and reasoning and 1 session on data analysis and interpretation. And this is the second one on data analysis and interpretation, which is a very, very important topic, important subject in fact of these exams. Now, as the name itself suggests, we'll have more and more questions on DI, which includes line graphs, pie charts, bar graphs, tables, and then we will have lot of questions on data sufficiency, right? We can also get questions on caselets, set theory, etc. So it is important for you to kind of keep in touch with such questions. And what we have observed in the recent bank exams is that these data interpretation questions have been made a lot more complex not in terms of the difficulty level, but in terms of time consumption, right? These questions have been made lengthy, where you have to analyze a lot of data, right, do a lot of calculations to arrive at the answer. And some interesting developments or interesting introductions, I would say, which have been done are that the data is incomplete, right? Popularly known as missing data interpretation questions, right? Data is incomplete, some values are missing in the table or in the pie chart. And we have also seen that DI questions are being asked on arithmetic ability topics like time and work, time and distance, profit and loss, etc. Okay, so it's very, very important that you are thorough with all the concepts of different topics in arithmetic aptitude, so that you will be able to attempt these questions. Okay, now I have one feedback here that the audio and video is not in sync, and that would not be very easy to follow in my view. Why don't you guys just try and reload the page once, just try to refresh once, and I'm sure it should get sorted by itself, right? If the audio and the video are not in sync, I'm sure it will be difficult. It's actually disturbing. Everything seems to be fine from our end, but still, if you can reload your page once, try to refresh the page once, it'll be useful. I'll wait for your feedback. Our team is also looking into it, but if you can just check it yourself once, it will be great. I guess there's a lot of feedback that the audio and video is not in sync, but what I've been informed seconds ago is that it has been fixed, or it got sorted out by itself. So if you can just refresh your page once, it should get fixed by itself. Yeah, is it still there? I'm waiting for feedback, guys. I think there's a mixed response there. While some of you have found it to be working fine and well, there are others who say that it is still out of sync. Yeah, I assume it should fix itself, right? Okay, so now I'm sure that given the feedback that I see, a lot of you have mentioned that it's sorted, and you can find it to be in absolute sync now. So should we get started now? Yeah. All right. So going by your feedback, let's continue. So basically, the session today is on data analysis and interpretation. This is session number 2 on this subject, as a part of this refresher series brought to you by TalentSprint in association with Govt. So we have some very interesting data interpretation questions for the session today, which we are gonna solve in the next few minutes. I have about 1 hour 15 minutes to spend here. So let's try and solve as many questions as possible. Let me tell you that it is just that the questions have been made time consuming, right? It's not something that cannot be solved. You can solve these questions yourself. All you have to do is too many calculations, and then you also have to use your concepts of profit and loss, or maybe time and work and time and distance to be able to solve these questions. Okay, so keeping all these things in mind, remember that it will be time consuming, right? There's no way out. It will be time consuming. These questions may take a little more time, but yes, you have to choose the easiest ones of these and get going. Okay, so without wasting a second anymore, let me present the first set of questions to you all, right? This is again, like I said, a case where some data is missing, right? If I have to, I'll present the question to you, but if I read out the directions, it says the table shows time taken by 5 different workers to complete 7 different tasks, and some of the boxes are kept empty on purpose. So basically it's talking about 5 workers. Who are the 5 workers? A, B, X, Y, S, T, U, V, P, Q. 5 workers and 7 different tasks, A, B, C, D, E, F and G. So he's given the number of days required by each of these workers for each of these tasks. Of course, some of the values are missing there. And then there have been 4 or 5 questions asked along with this. So gonna be very, very interesting, I'm sure. Questions are lengthy. Take your time and see if you are able to get the right answers. So I'll present the first question to you all, which is on your screens now. Okay, so here we go. The question says that look at the directions, read the following table carefully and answer the questions that follow. Right, the table shows the time taken by 5 different workers to complete 7 different tasks, right? Some boxes are kept empty on purpose. Use the information given in the data to answer the questions that follow, right? So there's one table given to you. You can see the 7 different tasks are task A, task B, task C, and so on up to D, E, F, G, right? And the 5 workers are A, B, X, Y, S, T, U, V, and P, Q. So if you see, the number of days required by A, B to complete task A is 21. Number of days required by A, B to complete task B is 5. Number of days required by A, B to complete task C is 16, and so on. Of course, some of the values are missing, which we'll have to fill based on the data given in the question. So the first question for the given data is on your screen here. You can see what it says. The time taken by AB is not greater than 100 days to finish all tasks, and for the same, ST takes more than 100 days. If time taken by AB to finish task D, time taken by ST to finish task D, and time taken by ST to finish task B are in arithmetic progression and geometric progression at the same time, and the difference between the times to finish all the tasks by AB and ST is minimum, then what is time taken by AB to finish task F? So very lengthy question there, but try to break it into parts, understand each piece independently, and if you connect the dots properly, you'll be able to solve this question in about a minute. I'll anyway give you about 2 minutes to try this. Your clock starts now. Let's see how many of you get the right answer to this question. 5 different workers, 7 different tasks, lot of data, some missing data, and then there's a big question out there. See if you're able to crack it. I'm sure this looks scary, but try it out. If you go parts by parts, you should be able to solve this. Well, there are no comments there. I hope all of you are trying it out. All I can read is that Tanya, who's a TalentSprint student, has cleared the RRB officer's mains exam. So congratulations, Tanya, and congratulations to all those who have cleared this. Wish you the best for the other rounds. Now, the most important piece in this question is that the arithmetic progression and geometric progression are satisfied at the same time. So try and work on that. Just think of what could those values be. Okay, any progress? I can see that some of you have decided to skip this one, which is a good choice. I think the best way to solve certain questions is to skip and just move to the next one, right? And especially in these type of questions where you have no clue about what AP and GP is, you're better off skipping it, right? However, it's not very complex. Like I said, understand the important points there. You will be able to crack it easily. Devanshu, by the way, has got the answer as 14, option C. Devanshu says it should be 14, option C, waiting for more people to respond. Only one response so far. A very interesting question, let me tell you. Kishan has also skipped. Neeraj Jha says he has done it, but he has not mentioned what the answer is. Neeraj, why don't you just tell us the answer that you have got? Okay, if you guys have given up, why don't you just mention that in the chat so that I can proceed? I'm assuming that you are all trying it out and hence giving you time. If you have decided not to solve it and it is not in your capacity, so just mention that in the chat that I would skip it, because ideally the best way to solve it is skip, just to skip and move to the next one. So 30 more seconds and then I'll take this up quick. We have Sridhar who has mentioned that he's not getting it. Rahul Jha says he's not got it. Neeraj has got 12 as the answer. Kamaljeet Kaur skipped it. Deepak has skipped it. Prakhar Srivastava is still trying it out. Ravi and Anvit and Rohit have all skipped it. Okay, so let's take it up. I think we have spent enough time. I have given you enough time to try this. Let's discuss the solution now. Okay, so here we go. Now look at what the table tells you, right? The table shows the time taken by 5 different workers to complete 7 different tasks. Some boxes are kept empty on purpose, right? Intentionally, some of the boxes have been kept empty. Use the information given in the data to answer the questions that follow, right? To answer the questions that follow. Now, if you see, what are the 7 different tasks? A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. And the 5 different workers are A, B, X, Y, S, T, U, V, and P, Q. Now, some values have been given, others are missing, right? Like AB takes 5 days to complete task B, UV takes 7 days to complete task D. But how many days does PQ take to complete task E? Not known to us. Okay. So the table is easy to understand, but for the missing values, look at the question now. The time taken by AB is not greater than 100 days to finish all tasks. The time taken by AB is not greater than 100 days to finish all tasks. And for the same, ST takes more than 100 days. And for the same, ST takes more than 100 days. So he's talking about all tasks. Remember, he's talking about all tasks. So basically, he says the time taken by AB to complete all tasks, right? To complete all tasks is not greater than 100 days. It is not greater than 100 days, which means it is less than or equal to 100. You're able to follow. If you add up all the values, here for AB, it will come out to be less than or equal to 100, because the time taken by AB to complete all the tasks is not greater than 100. So it is less or equal to 100. That's one point. Okay. Now look at the other point. ST takes more than 100 days for the same meaning for all the tasks here. ST will take more than 100 days, which means if you sum up all the values here, including the missing values, it will be more than 100 days. It will be greater than 100. So AB takes less than or equal to 100 days and ST takes more than 100 days. Now, if time taken by AB to finish task D, this value, time taken by ST to finish task D, time taken by ST to finish task D, and time taken by ST to finish task B, time taken by ST to finish task B. See these 3 values, right? Time taken by AB to finish task D, this one, time taken by ST to finish task D, again ST to finish task D, and time taken by ST to finish task B, time taken by ST to finish task B. These 3 values are in arithmetic progression and geometric progression at the same time. Now this is a very important point to be understood. What does it mean when you say that 3 values or a set of values are in arithmetic progression and geometric progression at the same time? We are talking about 3 values here: AB task D, ST task D, and ST task B, right? These 3 values are both in arithmetic as well as geometric progression. Remember, this can happen if and only if all the 3 values are equal. For this condition to be satisfied, for values to be in arithmetic and geometric progression together, the values have to be equal, right? This implies all the values should be equal. All the values have to be equal, right? All the values have to be equal. We can look at the proof here. Like for example, if you want the proof, it goes as follows. See, what is arithmetic progression, right? Arithmetic progression is the one where there is a common difference between the sequence of numbers, right? There's a common difference. Like for example, arithmetic difference, I mean, if you have to take three values, I can say the three values are a minus d, right? A and a plus d. So the difference between a minus d and d is d. The difference between a and a plus d is also d, right? So these three values can be considered as in arithmetic progression, right? This is like an AP, arithmetic progression, right? He says the three values are in arithmetic progression, also in geometric progression. Now what do you mean by geometric progression? The three values are in geometric progression when the ratios are equal, the ratio of consecutive values are equal, right? Which implies for this case it should be as follows: a by a minus d should be equal to a plus d by a, I am assuming these three are the values in arithmetic progression. These three are also in geometric progression, which means the ratio of second value to first value, a by a minus d, should be equal to the ratio of third value to second value, a plus d by a. Now try to simplify this. When you try to simplify this, what happens? Cross multiply. See, cross multiply and understand what happens. I'm giving you the proof of this, why all the three values have to be equal. So cross multiply, what happens? A into a squared, and here we'll have a plus d into a minus d. What does it mean? A into a square. Now a plus d into a minus d. Is a squared minus d squared. Yes or no? The trigonometric, so the algebraic formula, a plus b into a minus b is a squared minus b squared. So a plus d into a minus d will be a squared minus d squared. Now a square gets cancelled on both the sides, which means what? D squared is equal to 0. Which means d should be equal to 0. So if d is equal to 0, what happens? This will get eliminated, this also will get eliminated. Which means all the three values are actually a, and a. You're getting it. So this is the proof. So the point I'm trying to make is when three values or any number of values are in both arithmetic as well as geometric progression, the only way for that to happen is all the three have to be equal. So now in this case, he says time taken by AB for task D, time taken by ST for task D, and time taken by ST for task B, all three are in arithmetic as well as geometric progression. So I can now conclude that all three are equal. Let's assume each value is D or some value X, let's say X. All three of them will be X. Yes or no? All three of them will be X. Now read the next point. So that's one point, and then he says the difference between the times to finish all tasks by AB and ST is minimum. Now this also is a very interesting point. You got to understand this. He says the difference between the times to finish all tasks by AB. What is the time taken by AB to finish all tasks? Less than or equal to 100. And the time taken by ST to finish all the tasks is minimum. The difference between the total time taken by AB and the total time taken by ST should be minimum. When can that happen? Right? Tell me, when can that happen? That can happen if and only if AB is maximum possible and ST is minimum possible. Yes or no? For the difference to be minimum, right? AB minus, the point here is total time taken by AB and total time taken by ST. The difference of these two should be equal to minimum. Which implies AB should be maximum possible. Let's say you take the maximum value for AB and take the minimum value for ST. Take the minimum value possible for ST, right? When can that happen? See, the maximum value for AB, what can be the maximum value for AB? AB is less than or equal to 100, right? Total time required by AB is less than or equal to 100. So the maximum value that AB can take is 100. And the minimum value that ST can take. See, the minimum value for ST is greater than 100. ST should be greater than 100. So what is the minimum value greater than 100? It is 101. So now I can conclude, I mean, from the given condition, I can conclude that the total time required by AB is 100 and the total time required by ST is 101. Why are we saying this? Because we want the difference between these two to be minimum. The difference can be minimum only when AB is maximum and ST is minimum. Now why can't we reverse this? Let's understand that point also. Why can't I say that AB should be minimum and ST should be maximum? We want the difference to be minimum. Why can't AB be minimum and ST be maximum? See, what is the minimum value that AB can take? Maybe you can add up and find out. 21 plus 5 plus 16, some number you'll get. That's the minimum. What's the maximum value that ST can take? Maximum ST can be any value. It is greater than 100, right? Greater than 100 can be anything. I'll add up all the values. Whatever X and X, we can put any value there. We can put like 1000, 3000, 40,000, whatever we want to. So that's not really going to give us the minimum difference. For the difference to be minimum, this has to be minimized and this has to be maximized. You're getting it? So going by that, I can now conclude that total time required by AB is 100 and total time required by ST is 101. Right? The total here should be 100. Total time required by AB is 100. Right? And total time required by ST is 101. ST is 101. That's it. Now it's almost done. So based on the given conditions that the three values have to be in arithmetic as well as geometric progression and the difference has to be minimum, we can now find out what is the time taken by AB to finish task F. Time taken by AB to finish task F. This is to be found. This is to be found. Can you not do that? Very easily. How can we do? See, the total of these values should be 101. The total of all these values should be 101. So simplify 19 plus x plus 12 plus x plus 15 plus 10 plus 9 should be equal to 101. Now solve for this. 19 plus 12 is 31. 31 plus 15 is 46. 46 plus 10 is 56. 56 plus 9 is 65. Yes or no? 19 plus 12, 31. 31 plus 15, 46. 46 plus 10, 56. 56 plus 9, 65. 65 plus 2x. 65 plus 2x is 101. 65 plus 2x is equal to 101. So from this 2x will come out to be what? 36. Or x will come out to be 18. X is equal to 18. So this is 18. This is 18. If x is 18, this also is 18. Yes. Now if this is 18 and we know that sum of all the values is 100, can you not find out question mark? Very easily. So 21 plus 5 plus 16 plus 18 plus 17 plus question mark plus 11 should be equal to 100. Solve now. 21 plus 5, 26. 26 plus 16, 42. 42 plus 18, 60. 60 plus 17, 77. 77 plus 11, 88. 88 plus question mark equals to 100. 88 plus question mark is equal to 100. Which implies this question mark should be equal to what? 12. So the time required by AB to finish task F is 12 days. 12 days, which is option A here. You're getting it? 21 plus 5, 26 plus 16, 42 plus 18, 60 plus 17, 77 plus 11, 88. 88 plus what will give you 100? 88 plus 12 will give you 100. So we can now answer the question, which is the time required by AB to finish task F will be 12 days, option A. 12 days, option A. Okay. Now, lengthy question. Explanation also looks lengthy, but having understood it once, you know that, if you get the right ideas at the right time, then you can solve this in less than 1 minute. The only two important points that you need to understand here is that one, all the three values are in both arithmetic as well as geometric progression. So all three of them have to be equal. So take x, 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 or whatever variable you want to. The second point is the difference between the total of AB and total of xy should be minimum. And accordingly, if you kind of try to check the cases, you will find that AB should be 100 and ST should be 101. Only then the difference can be minimum, which is equal to 1. There cannot be difference lesser than that, right? I mean, difference cannot be 0. Difference cannot be 0 here. Difference will be minimum only when, I am looking at the maximum value that AB can take. Maximum that AB can take is 100. Minimum that ST can take, 101. Difference is 1 in that case. So once you have got the total values, you can find out x from ST and put that x value in AB and then find out the unknown one. Okay, so 12 days, option A is the final answer. I hope all of you have understood this. If there are any confusions, please ask now itself, or else I'm good to go for the next one. But then, having discussed all this, I would still suggest that if you have no clue about how to proceed with this one, just skip and move to the next question. Okay. If this is clear, I'll like to go for the next one, and I also see some feedback that the audio and video are not matching. I hope all of you have followed this. Should I go for the next one? If there are two numbers, then also both numbers need to be equal? Yes. Even for two numbers. See, first of all, you cannot check, for a progression, arithmetic progression or geometric progression, at least three numbers have to be there. So, because if there are only two numbers, what is every set of two numbers are in arithmetic progression that way, because the difference is only one value, right? So this whole concept of AP and GP will come into picture only when you have a minimum of three numbers, right? Not two numbers, right? Three or more than three numbers have to be there, right? So your question itself is not valid, Rajesh. Okay, should I go for the next one now? Present the next question to you all? Okay, good. Let's go for the next question, which is on your screens now. Again, the same data, so with some missing values. This time it's about wages. See what it says. The wages paid for each task is inversely proportional to the number of days taken to complete that task. PQ gets rupees 400 for completing task B, rupees 357.5 for completing task C, and rupees 300 for completing task D. What is the ratio of XY's earnings for completing task C and D to XY's earning for completing task B? Understand this now. You have again a minute to try this. Clock starts now. Quick. Any response there? Nobody has got the answer so far. Waiting for the first response. Anybody who's got the answer? This is a simple one compared to the previous question. I'm sure if you understand the question there, you should be able to solve it. Okay, some of you are still trying it. Bhavik has got option B as the answer, 62:35, waiting for a few more responses. Shravan has got option C, 61:35. Ramakrishna has got 46:35. So I think 3 different responses so far. Okay, so time is up. Let's discuss the solution now. See, the question this time says that the wages paid for each task is inversely proportional to the number of days taken to complete the task. So whatever amount you pay for finishing a particular task is inversely proportional to the number of days taken to complete the task, right? Inversely proportional to the number of days taken to complete the task, right? Now PQ gets rupees 400 for completing task B, rupees 357.5 for completing task C. He's talking about PQ, right? PQ has got rupees 400 for completing which task? Task B, right? 400 rupees for completing task B, 357.5 for completing task C, and rupees 300 for completing task D, 300 for completing task D. This is the amount that PQ has got for completing these 3 tasks. Now he's asking us to find out the ratio of XY's earnings, for completing task C and D to XY's earning for completing task B. So how much did XY make for completing C and D together, and that versus task B. Now understand, wages paid are inversely proportional to the number of days taken to complete the task. Wages is inversely proportional to the number of days, which implies I can say that the product of wages into the number of days has to be constant. This is going to be a constant value, right? Whatever amount you get paid, and that when you multiply it by the number of days that you have spent, that should be equal to a constant value. Yes or no? That should be equal to a constant value, because basically the total amount paid is equal. I mean, total amount, understand, right? Wages are like kind of a daily payment. So total amount paid is always the same for a particular task. Now, depending on the number of days, it gets divided. Depending on the number of days that you take, it gets divided. For example, for the same task, you will get paid lesser when compared to PQ. For task B, you will get paid lesser for per day when compared to PQ, because PQ will finish in 7 days itself, right? I have decided that I'll pay 100 rupees. I'll pay 100 rupees for task B. If PQ is completing in 7 days, I'll give him 100 by 7. If UV is completing in 15 days, I'll give him 100 by 15. XY will get 100 by 8. You understand? So total amount that I'm going to shell out for task B is the same. It depends on the individual that how much wages will he earn per day, right? So basically the key point to be understood is the wages when multiplied by number of days should be constant. So when you look at task B, for task B, what is the value? See, PQ gets 400 rupees per day into 7 days. So the amount that we are paying out for task B is 400 into 7, which is 2800. Similarly for task C, PQ got paid how much? 357.5 per day. For how many days? 8 days. Now what's the product? 350 into 8. 350 into 8 is 700 into 4, 2800, and 7.5 into 8 would be 60. So 2860. And similarly, how much will PQ get totally paid for task D? For task D, PQ will get paid 300 rupees for 21 days. So 6,300. Now the point to be noted is, irrespective of which person does the task, the amount which is being paid for task B is always 2,800. Similarly, amount being paid for task C is 2,860, and that for D is 6,300. Now let us find out the amount that XY would earn. Amount that XY would earn for completing task B, C and D. XY for completing task B. See, total amount for task B is 2,800. But XY completes task B in how many days? 8 days. So 2,800 by 8. How much is that? 300 plus 50, 350. Right? Then XY for task C. See, total amount that I'll pay for task C is 2,860. And XY takes how many days for task C? 11 days. Divided by 11. So we'll get the wages that he gets per day. So 2,860 by 11. This will be like 2,200 plus 660, right? So that goes 200 times and 60 times, 260. Similarly, amount or wages for task D that XY would get. See, task D, the total amount that I'm ready to pay is 6,300. XY has done task D in 18 days. So 6,300 by 18, that's like 700 by 2, 350. 700 by 2, 350. That's it. Now, what is he asking us to find out? The ratio of XY's earning for C and D. XY's earning for C and D. Total of this. So it is 260 plus 350. This, and what ratio? XY's earning for B. What is XY earning for B? 350. So this has to be calculated. So that's like 26 plus 35. 61 is to 35. 61 is to 35. Option C would be the answer. So comparatively a simpler question when compared to the previous one. All you have to do, or all you have to understand here is the total amount that will get paid for each task is going to be same, but the wages that individual would get per day would depend on the number of days that he takes, right? And that's what we have followed here to solve the question. Okay, so option C, 61 is to 35 is the final answer, and I can now find that a lot of you have marked option C as the answer. Should we go for the next one now? Yeah, so understanding the question is the key point here. Otherwise, it gets difficult. Let me present the next question, which is on your screens now. So, missing data interpretation, a lot of data involved in the question itself. Combine the two to get the answers. Now, here we go. The next question. It says if PQ takes 95 days to complete all tasks, and the ratio of time taken by XY and PQ to complete task F is 75%, how much time will it take to complete the task E if XY, ST and PQ work on it together? Now this is a simple one. This is a simple and straightforward concept of time and work, and I am hoping that all of you will get the right answer to this one. You have 1 minute for this and the clock starts now. You should be able to solve this in 1 minute. Your clock has already started. Try. I would like to solve at least 2 more questions on data interpretation after this, 2 more different question sets, but for that you have to be really quick with this one. Quick. The time is up, but since I've got no response, I would like to wait for a few more seconds. Let's at least wait for the first one. Okay, option D is what many of you have marked. Let's look at the solution now. So the question says if PQ takes 95 days to complete all tasks, PQ will take 95 days to complete all the tasks, right? So the total here is 95. And the time taken by XY and PQ to complete task F, and the ratio of time taken by XY and PQ to complete task F is 75%. So he's talking about task F, the ratio of time taken by XY and PQ. Let's say it is D here. So this ratio is 75%, which means 9 by D is equal to 75%. What is 75%? 75 by 100, or basically 3 by 4. Yes or no? The ratio is 75%. 75%, 0.75 or 75 by 100 or 3 by 4. So 9 days by D days is equal to 3 by 4, which implies D will be equal to 12. I can say that PQ will finish task F in 12 days. Now that we know PQ will finish the task F in 12 days, can we find out the number of days required by PQ to finish task E? Because sum is equal to 95. That is known to us. Sum of all these values should be equal to 95. So add up and find the value. 14 plus 7 is 21, plus 8 is 29. 29 plus 21 is 50. 50 plus 12 is 50 plus 12 is 62. 62 plus 19 is how much? 81. Right? 81. 81 plus what will be 95? 81 plus 14 will be 95. So I can say question mark is equal to 14. You're getting it? Total should be equal to 95. Question mark comes out to be 14. Now what is the actual question? How much time will it take to complete task E? He's talking about task E. How much time will it take to complete task E if XY, ST and PQ work on it together? XY, PQ 14 and ST work on it together. So basically there are 3 persons. First person can finish in 20 days, right? Second person can finish in 15 days, and the third person can finish it in 14 days. If all 3 of them work together, how much time is required? How do you do it? Just take the unitary method, right? 1 by 20 plus 1 by 15 plus 1 by 14. Or you can also use the formula ABC by AB plus BC plus CD. I mean, if that's comfortable for you. Sorry, ABC by AB plus BC plus C. Or use this method. So 1 by 20 plus 1 by 15 plus 1 by 14. Simplify. This will give you the total capacity. What is the LCM? 420 can be taken as LCM, right? So 20 goes 21 times, 15 goes 20 plus 8, 28 times, and 14 goes 30 times. So how much is this? 21 and 28 is 49 plus 30, 70. Yeah, 79 by 420. This is the capacity. This is the total capacity. What will be the number of days? Reciprocal. Number of days is reciprocal of the total capacity. So if the capacity is 79 by 420, number of days required to be 420 by 79. So 420 by 79, option D is the answer. This was the easiest one in my view from the given set, and I would not even like to check if you have followed or not, right? You should be able to follow and do it yourself. Let me present the next question. Here's the next one. Now this is pretty lengthy. Look at it. A very big one, right? So I would ideally suggest skip. I mean, I would definitely skip it. The moment I see the length of this question, I would like to skip and just go to the next one. However, from the practice point of view, let's try it out, right? Let's try it out. So what does it say? A contractor hires all workers A, B, X, Y, S, T, U, V and P, Q to complete the whole project, which is all 7 tasks. He assigns each worker to 2 different tasks, wherein each worker only gives 50% of his time to one task each, right? To a task each in a day. A, B and U, V are assigned to task G, only PQ is assigned to task A, only ST is assigned to task F, X, Y and U, V are assigned to task B, only AB is assigned to task E, only ST is assigned to task C, X, Y and PQ are assigned to task D. Which day will the project of all the 7 tasks get completed if they all start working together simultaneously on all the tasks assigned to them? Assume that a worker works only for 50% of the time on a task, even if the other task assigned to him gets finished. So simple answer to this question is skip and go to the next one. Now I'm sure you would not like me to skip this, so I will give you the solution, but I want all of you to just give it a shot before that. So let me give you 2 minutes, just do whatever possible in that time. I'm sure explanation is going to take a little bit of time. It is a long question, would need some explanation, but you guys try it yourself first. I know skipping this is the best way to solve it. Still. Quick. So I think question number one was very difficult, and question number 4, which we are solving now, is also a lengthy one. The second and the third one were comparatively easy. Very lengthy question, right? Okay, 30 more seconds and then I would like to explain this. No point in waiting for this one. But for those who are trying it, I think some of you have marked the answer as option E, 34. 34. "15 seconds and then we will take this up." Okay, I know this question is a waste of time, but I'm sure you would like me to give you the explanation, although we would skip it in the exam. Let's look at the solution now. Now read it. It says a contractor hires all workers, all the 5 workers, to complete the whole project. Whole project meaning all the 7 tasks. So all these 5 workers have been employed to finish all the 7 tasks. Now, he assigns each worker to 2 different tasks. He assigns each worker to 2 different tasks. AB would be assigned to 2 tasks, XY will be assigned to 2 different tasks, ST would be assigned to different tasks, and so on. Wherein each worker only gives 50% of his time to one task at a time in a day. So he's assigning, different workers to different tasks, but each worker only gives 50% of his time. 50% of his time to each task in a day. To each task in a day. To one task each in a day. Right? Now, here he is given who is assigned to which task, right? AB and UV are assigned to task G. Who is assigned to task G? AB and UV. AB and UV have been assigned to task G. Then next is only PQ is assigned to task A. Only PQ is assigned to task A. Right? Then he says only ST is assigned to task F. ST. Only ST is assigned to task F. Then XY and UV are assigned to task B. XY and UV are assigned to task B. XY and UV are assigned to task B. Next he says only AB is assigned to task E. Only AB is assigned to task E. Only AB is assigned to task E. Then only ST is assigned to task C. Only ST is assigned to task C. And XY and PQ are assigned to task D. XY and PQ have been assigned to task D. XY and PQ have been assigned to task D. So basically we have been given who all are working on which of the tasks, and you can see that no worker has been given more than 2 tasks. Like for example, PQ here has been given only 1 task, but XY is doing task P and task D. UV is doing task B and task G. ST is C and F, right? PQ, okay, PQ is also 2 tasks, right? Task A and task D. AB is in 2 tasks, task E and task G, right? So that's how these tasks have been assigned. Now, he says which day will the project of all the 7 tasks get completed? Which day will the project get completed if they all start working together simultaneously on all the tasks assigned to them, right? So we have to find out on which day, after how many days will this whole project get completed. What is the project? The project is to complete all the 7 tasks using all the 5 workers here. So on which day will it get completed is the question, right? Then remember, there's a point given to us. Assume that a worker works only for 50% of the time on a task, even if the other task assigned to him gets finished, right? A worker would work only for 50% of the time on a task, right? So for example, see, already he has mentioned that a worker would do only he spend 50% of the time for a particular task in a day, right? Only 50% of his time will be spent on one particular task. So for example, if you look at PQ is working on task A and task D, right? So on day 1, what would PQ do? PQ will do half of his time will be spent on task A, the other half will be spent on task D, right? PQ will spend half of the time on task A, half of the time on task D. Again, second day, half of the time on task A and task D, and so on. On one fine day, either task A or task D will get over. Now after that, does not mean that since one of the tasks is over, PQ will spend the whole day on the other task. PQ will still spend only half of his time on that particular task, right? So basically each person is working with half the capacity. Each person is working with half the capacity, right? That's the point. So assume that a worker works only for 50% of the time on a task, even if the other task assigned to him is finished, right? Gets finished. That's the point. Now, first point to understand is the mapping, which we have already understood. Who's working on what task? Now, let us try and understand that how much time will each person take to finish a task, right? See, if you look at task A, who's working on task A? PQ. PQ can finish the task in 14 days. So let's map this. PQ can finish the task in 14 days. Task B, who all can work? XY and UV. XY can finish in 8 days. UV can finish in 15 days. Who's working on task C? ST. 12 days. Right? ST, 12 days. Who's working on task D? XY and PQ. So XY is 18, PQ is 21. Who's working on task E? A. A will do it in 17 days. Who's working on task F? ST. ST will do it in 10 days. And who's working on task G? AB and UV. AB will take 11 days for finishing task G, and UV will take 12 days for finishing task G, right? That's the point. Now the point to be noted is, see, understand, each person, PQ, is going to work only for 50% of his time on task A per day. See, PQ can as such finish it in 14 days. PQ can finish the task in 14 days, right? PQ can finish the task A in 14 days. But since PQ will work only for half day each day, it would take 28 days for PQ to work on task A. You're getting it? You're able to follow? PQ can actually complete the whole task in 14 days, but PQ will be spending only half of per day, half of the time each day on finishing task A. So basically, instead of 14, you must consider 28 days. 28 days. Similarly, if you look at task B, XY can actually finish task B in 8 days. But since XY will be spending only half of the time per day, XY would take 16 days. 16 days for task B. Similarly, you will take 30 days. So you have to basically double all the values. 24 days. This would become 36 days. This is 42 days. This is 34 days. This will be 20 days, 22 days, and 24 days. You're getting it? You're able to follow. 50%. Only 50% of the work is being done per day. Only 50% of the work is being done per day. Right? So based on that, we have got all these values. So as such, PQ can finish in 14 days, but 28 days in this case. As such, the task E can be finished by AB in 17 days only. But AB is working only half day per day. So 34 days. 34 days. You're getting it? Because on these 34 days, in these 34 days, in the other half, what is AB doing? AB is doing some other task. What is that? This task G also. You are able to follow. So if you actually look at AB's this thing, let's consider the person AB, right? Day 1, 2, 3, 4, so on, up to 20, 21, 22, and 22, and then up to 34. So what happens? See, on the first day, AB will work both on task E and task G. He will work half day on task E and half day on task G, right? So on the first day, A will work on E as well as G. Second day also A will work on E and G. Third day also A will work on E and G. Up to how many days? Up to 22 days. So up to 22 days, A is going to work on E and G every day. Now on 22nd day, task G will get over. This is over now. There is no more task G because 22 days he will finish task G. Now from the 23rd day onwards, what happens? A will work only on task E. So task E will continue till how many days? Till 34th day. Remember, that was the point given there. Although task G is over on 22nd day, on the 23rd day, A will not work for the full day for task E. A will still work only half a day. You're getting it? A will still work only for half a day. He will not work full day for task E. He will not work full day for task E on 24th day and so on. Right? He'll continue working half a day. Right? Now we know it's like either one person or two person working on each particular task. Now tell me, in how many days can task A will get over? 28 days. So if I have to find out task A will get over in 28 days. Right? PQ is working, PQ will take 28 days. Task B, how about task B? On task B, two persons are working. First person takes 16 days, second person takes 30 days. So how much time will it take? 16 into 30 by 16 plus 30. AB by A plus B. I'm using the shortcut formula directly, right? When two persons are working together, time required is AB by A plus B. So 16 into 30 by 16 plus 30. What is 16 into 30? 46. So how much is this? If you simplify, this is like 16 into 30 is 480. 480 by 46 is 240 by 23. 240 by 23. Similarly, in how many days will task C will get over? Task C will get over in 24 days, right? Task D again, two persons are working, right? 36 and 42. So together 36 into 42 by 36 into 36 plus 42, which is 78, right? So you simplify this. Task E, what about task E? 34 days straight. Task F, 20 days straight, right? And task G, again, two persons are working, AB by A plus B. So 22 into 24 upon AB by A plus B, right? So 46. So basically A can be done in 28 days, C can be done in 24 days, E can be done in 34 days, F can be done in 20 days, B can be done in 240 by 23 days, and so on. You can calculate the values for D and G as well. Now what is the actual question? The actual question here is that in how many days, where is it? On which day will the project of all the 7 tasks get completed? If all of them start working together simultaneously on all the tasks assigned to them. So on which day will it get completed? On which day will the task get completed is the question. So if you observe, can we say that the whole project gets over in 28 days? No, because after 28 days also, you see, E will continue till 34th day. You're able to follow? You're able to follow? Will the whole project get over in 28 days? No. Will the whole project get over in 24 days? No. Will it get over in 240 by 23 days? No, because still we have to find out the task which takes maximum time, and we can say only on that day the task has gotten over. Now instead of simplifying 240 by 23 and 36 into 42 by 78 and so on, I would say look at the options. See, I know that definitely E will take 34 days, so minimum answer can be 34. Minimum it should be 34. It can be more than 34 but not less than 34. And if I look at the options, option E is the minimum value there, 34. Can I say the project gets over in 20 days? No. E itself will take 34 days. If E itself takes 34 days, option A, B, C, D are wrong. And hence, option E can be taken as a final answer. Option E, 34 days, can be taken as the final answer to this question. You're able to follow. So a lengthy question. Explanation has taken some time. But if you understand the context there, it should be easy. Okay. So it's all about, trying to find out which task takes maximum time, right? There can be a task where two persons are working together, so you have to go for AB by A plus B and simplify that value. And remember, you have to double each person's number of days required there, because they're working in a typical pattern there, right? I will do only half of the work every day. I'll not do the full work. Even if the full day is available, I'll work only for half a day. So 34 days is the final answer. I hope all of you have understood this. Yeah? Should we go for the next one? I think you should watch this video once again. See, you may not solve it in the exam. Even I would skip this in the exam. Honestly, if I come across this, I would not like to spend my time understanding the question and then trying out all this. It is because I know the solution already, I started explaining directly, right? Otherwise, I'll also take some time to understand the question and then try it out. So makes no sense in spending so much of your valuable time in answering one question. So the point, guys, is data interpretation comes in sets of 5 questions, right? There are 5 questions in each set. You need not solve all the 5, right? You need not solve all the 5. If 3 are easy, solve only those 3 easy ones. If only 2 are easy, solve only those 2 easier ones. If only 1 is easy, solve that just 1 question and move. Right? Here, out of the 4 questions, first one was difficult. Difficult as in time consuming. The 4th one also is time consuming. 2nd and 3rd were simpler. So I would solve 2nd and 3rd one. Any smart or short way? Yes, skip. That's the shortest way to solve this question. Skip and just go to it. I would do that. Believe me, I would just skip this question and move to the next one. Alright, so get that fact right, get the idea right that you have to skip certain questions for you to maximize your score. Okay, it's not like your GATE exam, right? I mean, if you know about the GATE examination, there are certain sets of questions where the questions are asked in sets of 2 questions or 3 questions together. Now, for you to score there, all the 3 answers have to be correct. 2 are correct, 1 is wrong, they will give you 0 for everything. 1 is correct, 1 is wrong, they'll give you 0 for everything. All the 3 answers have to be correct. But we don't have that condition, right? That all the 4 have to be correct. If all the 4 have to be correct, we will not touch this at all. Because I know definitely 1, 2 of them will be very, very complex. Here, each question is like an independent question. Yeah? So, be careful. Should I move for the next one now? Should we go for the next one? Now, I think we are done with this. There were only 4 questions asked here. Let me present something else now. Now, the next set of questions is easy to understand, easy to solve, but a lot of calculations. So let's try that set out and then we will take one more after that. So here's the data. See what it says. Refer to the graph and answer the given questions. Total number of candidates appeared in the examination in 2003, 60,000. Number of candidates appeared in terms of percentage of number of candidates appeared in 2003 over the years. Yeah. And then there's a table given there which talks about the year, the percentage of candidates passed, and the ratio of male and female candidates passed. So first understand the data. I have not presented the questions. We will look at the questions later. See, questions are given here. Whatever 4 or 5 questions, we'll look at these questions later. But first and foremost step is to understand the given data and find out what all can be extracted from this. Here's the data. So study this data and maybe just do one calculation from both the bar graph as well as table to understand what all can be calculated. Once you're thorough with that, clear with that, you can proceed with the 5 questions. Okay. So 1 minute is what you have to study this. Once you confirm that you have understood this, I can present the questions one after the other. Okay, I trust all of you have understood the data. Let me quickly explain this and then present the questions to you all. So see what it says. Total number of candidates appeared in the examination in 2003 is 60,000. So in 2003, the total number of candidates appeared is 60,000. Okay. Now, what is this graph talking about? Number of candidates appeared in terms of percentage of number of candidates appeared in 2003 over the years. So this graph, if you see, is talking about 2004, 5, 6, 7, 8. And these are all percentage values. 112%, 116%, 109%, and so on. So it shows the number of candidates appeared in terms of percentage. So how many candidates appeared in 2004? 112%. 112% of what? 112% of the number of candidates appeared in 2003. How many candidates appeared in 2003? 60,000, which is given already. Yes or no? So basically, each percentage here is with respect to 60,000. That's the first point to be understood. So for example, if I have to find out how many candidates appeared in 2004, it is 112%. 112% of what? 60,000. How many candidates appeared in 2005? 116%. 116% of what? Not 116% of 2004 value. 116% of same 2003 value itself. Because for everything he says, number of candidates appeared in terms of percentage of number of candidates appeared in 2003. For everything it is number of candidates appeared in 2003. How many candidates took the exam in 2017 or 2007? 121%. 121% of what? 121% of 60,000. Right? So that's one calculation that can be done. Now the table is very easy to understand. 2004, percentage of candidates passed, 60%. All these are percentage values again. Right? And then ratio of male and female candidates passed. That ratio is also given to us. So clearly this set is going to be easy to solve, but it is just that the questions would involve too many calculations. Now if I have to explain just one bit here, I can say that like for example 2004, if you say how many candidates passed in 2004? 112%. Total of 2004, how much is it? 112%. 112% of what? 60,000. See, easy understanding is, instead of finding out 112% of 60,000, find only 12% of 60,000 and add that to 60,000. You're able to follow. Split and merge. 112% is not 112%. It is 100% plus 12%. 100% is 60,000. We already know. Plus 12%. What is 12% of 60,000? 10% is 6,000. 2% will be 1,200. So 7,200. You getting it? 10% of 60,000 is 6,000. 1% is 600. 2% will be 1,200. So 6,000 plus 1,200, 7,200. So 60,000 plus 7,200 is 67,200. So I know that the total number of candidates who appeared in 2004 is 67,200. Out of this, how many have passed? 60%. 60% of what? 60% of 67,200. So if I have to find out how many candidates have passed, I'll take 60% of 67,200. Right? 60% of 67,200. And then once you have got the number of candidates passed, you have to take the ratio, male is to female ratio. So if you have to find out the number of male candidates passed in 2004, how many male candidates have passed in 2004? See, the ratio is 5:3, right? So I can say 5 out of every 8. 5:3 ratio would mean 5 out of 8. So 5 by 8 multiplied by total pass. Total pass is 60% of 67,200. So basically, if you want, this percentage and 100 will get cancelled. So this is the calculation you need to do. 5 by 8 into 60 into 672. So I think 640 plus 32, right? 80 plus 4, 84. So 5 into 60 into 84. 5 into 60 is 300. 300 into 84. 3 into 84 will be 240 plus 12, right? 252. 252 into 100. So 25,200. 25,200. So males passed in 2004 is 25,200. Females passed will be same, 3 by 8. Yeah. So maybe you divide by 3 and divide by 5 and multiply by 3. So this is how you can calculate all the values. Similarly, male in 2004, you have to do the similar calculation. 3 by 8 into 60% of. If you have understood some part of it, don't even write this percentage in 200. Keep cancelling it directly. And you already know that this is 84 times. So this time it is 3 into 60 into 84. So 18 into 84, or whichever way you want to do. Okay. So that's the calculation that we can do. Now let us look at the questions, independent questions. Now I'll not do the calculations for you. You can do it yourself. Let us just discuss the solution. How do you solve for it? So the first one is on your screens now. What is the total number of candidates who failed in 2005 and 2006 together? What is the total number of candidates failed in 2005 and 2006 together? What do we do here? Let me explain it directly, right? What is the total number of candidates failed in 2005 and 2006 together? Can you find the candidates passed in 2005 and 6? Yes. Once you know the candidates passed, you can find the candidates failed. What I would instead do is, if 55% have passed, how many have failed? 45% have failed. If 72% have passed, how many have failed? 28% have failed. So you have to take 45% of 2005 value and 28% of 2006 value. Right? So total number of candidates failed in 2005 and 2006 together. Right? So answer will be equal to, see how many have appeared in 2005? How many appeared in 2005? 116%. So 116% of 60,000. Out of this, how many, see this is total appeared. How many failed? 55% passed, implies 45% failed. So 45% of 116% of 60,000 plus 2006. How many appeared in 2006? 109%, 109% of same 60,000. But then these are the total candidates who appeared in 2006. Out of this, how many have failed? I know that 72% have passed, so 28% have failed. So 28% of 109% of 60,000. Now this calculation needs to be done. One thing that you can probably do is try out units place method and stuff like that. But here again, 2 units places are ending in 2 and 3 are ending in 2 and 1 is ending in 3. And however, 5th option is none of this. So if you can take a chance, if you are ready to take a chance, maybe follow units place method. If units place comes out to be 3, option A is the most likely answer. If it comes out to be 2, then we are screwed up. Then you'll have to do the complete calculation. So your lookout. I mean, do the calculation. I mean, I'm sure that the answer will end in 2 because 5 into 6 gives you 0. Units place is 0 for the first number. 8 into 9 ends in 2. So 0 plus 2, 2. Answer should end with 2. So I'm 100% sure that option A is not the answer. It can be B or C or D, but it's still not very clear. So you have to do the complete calculation. Calculation is your lookout. Just do this calculation. I've been telling you from day one that if you are not strong in calculation, then it's going to take a lot of time. Yeah. What I would suggest is in this particular set, find out these values in the beginning itself. Only 5 values, right? I'm sure 5 values will be required somewhere or the other. So first calculate those values immediately, and then it becomes easier, right? You don't have to calculate every time. Okay. So that's the first one. Let's go to the next question. Next question says total number of the number of male candidates passed in 2008 is what percent of that in 2004. Now this is like X is what percent of Y. We have discussed this, right? X is what percent of Y? X upon Y into 100. The number of male candidates passed in 2008 is what percent of that in 2004. So males in 2008 is what percent of males in 2004? X is what percent of Y? X by Y into 100. So males in 2008 by males in 2004 into 100. Now in this case, you can save a lot of your time, a lot of your precious time. How? Do not do the individual calculations. Write down all the values first. Now males in 2008. How many males in 2008? 7 out of 15. So 7 by 15 into how many passed? See, he's talking about passed males, right? How many passed in 2008? 67%. 67% of what? 67% of the candidates appeared in 2008, which is 125%. Of what? 60,000. Divided by males in 2004. Males in 2004, how do you calculate? 5 out of 8. 5 out of 8, right? 5 by 8. That's the ratio, right? According to the ratio, it's 5 by 8. Multiplied by how many passed in 2004? 60%. Right? So 60%. 60% of what? Those who appeared in 2004. How many appeared in 2004? 112%. So 112% of same 60,000. Now the point here is, see, when you are finding out a ratio based question or a percentage based question, a lot of common numbers can be eliminated. Like for example, 60,000 and 60,000 gets cancelled. This percentage, this percentage, all this can be eliminated because it's like same in numerator and denominator, right? So finally your answer will be what? 7 into 67 into 125 into 8 divided by 5 into 15 into 16 into 112. You understand? 7 into 67 into 125. See, this denominator 8 will also go in the numerator into 8 divided by this 15 gets multiplied in the denominator. So 15 into 5 into 60 into 112. Now this calculation you can do. Now it's easier to solve. What would be smart is you don't even write 60,000 numerator and denominator, because writing 60k twice and then cancelling would take at least 3 seconds of your time. So avoid paperwork, unnecessary paperwork. Okay. Now try to solve this. I think 7 gets cancelled in 112, right? 70 plus 42. How many times? 16 times, right? 8 goes 2 times. I can say 5 goes how many times? 5 goes 25 times. Okay, again further I can say this is like 3 times and this is 5 times. This is 12 times. Yeah, so 67 by 3 into 12 into 2. 3 into 2, 6 into 12. No more cancellations possible, right? So, and this is multiplied by 100 by the way. X by y into 100. So overall into 100. Anyway, what does it come out to be? I mean, just look at the fraction, right? 67 divided by 3 into 12, 36. 36 into 2, 72. 67 by 72. 67 by 72 into 100. Very close to 100%. In fact, more than 95%, right? More than 90. I mean, around 95%. Not really more, around 95%. Yes or no? It's like 72 minus 67. I can say 67 is 72 minus 5. 72 minus 5 is 72 by 72 minus 5 by 72. So 100% minus some percentage. So it should be close to 100. I think A, D, B, E gets cancelled. Option C, 93% can be marked as the answer. Approximately. We don't have to do the full calculation. Okay, next one. Find out the answer to this one. What is the total number of candidates passed in all the given years? Now this is going to be a very time consuming one, right? What is the total number of candidates passed in all the given years? You know how to find out the past candidates, right? You have to do it for all the years. Now I cannot apply any smart technique. See, I may go for unit space method, but all the answers are ending in 8. So unit space method will not work. Can I go for root digit technique? See, if I have all the values in place, I can maybe find out root digit method. I can use root digit method. Root digit method is a very important technique, right? You can learn about root digit method from our earlier videos. But can I apply root digit technique here? No. Because if you observe, all the digits are same. 2, 3, 4, 108. 2, 3, 4, 108. 2, 3, 4, 108. 2, 3, 4, 0, 8. So the point is, the root digit for every option will be same. It's just that the digits have been shuffled. But overall, the final digital root of each option comes out to be the same. If digital root of each option is same, then you can't apply unit digit method. So unit space method cannot be applied. Unit digit method cannot be applied, right? Root digit method cannot be applied. Root digit or digital root method cannot be applied. Both of these cannot be applied. Approximation again is very difficult, like 2,34,000, 2,34,000, you know, 2,30,000, 2,40,000. These are close. So even approximation, I'm doubtful. I don't think approximation will also help, right? This also is eliminated. The only way to solve this question would be to actually do the full calculation. Find out passed in each year and then add all of them properly till the last place to get the required answer. And I'm not ready to do that. While I can solve this, my decision in the exam would be skip. I would just go for the next one. Just because I know how to solve this particular question does not mean that I'll solve it. I would prefer skipping it and going to the next one. Yeah? I'm better off skipping it. Unless you're really confident about your calculation and you think you can do it in 1 minute, do it. Otherwise, just skip. I mean, as such, it's easy. 5 numbers have to be done. 60% off, 112% off, 60,000. 60,000 can be taken common. Then 55% off, 116% off, 60,000. 72% off, 109% off, 60,000. 80% off, 121% off, 60,000. 67% off, 125% off, 60,000. So take 60,000 common. All those percentages also is common and gets cancelled. Finally, you'll be left with only numbers. But I'm not ready to do that. I'll skip it. The choice is yours. I know how to solve it, but I'll not solve it. Next question. Try this one. This time it says, what is the ratio of difference in the number of male and female candidates passed in 2004 to that in 2007? He's asking us to find out the ratio. Ratio of what? The difference. Difference of what? Male and female candidates passed in 2004 and 2007. So calculations involved here again, right? You have to find out the male and female candidates passed in 2004 and male and female candidates passed in 2007. Then you have to take the difference of those male and female candidates. Then you have to take the ratio of those differences, right? So try this one now. I'll give you like 1 minute to try this. Let's see how many of you get the right answer. You can't be skipping this one. Easy question. Of course, a few calculations are involved, but if you try to be smart, you can get the answer in about a minute. Got it? 210 by 121, right? Option A is what some of you marked. Chalo, let's discuss this, right? So what is the ratio of difference in the number of male and female candidates passed in 4 and 7? Now, I'll tell you a smart way of solving this question. I mean, you will not get the direct answer, but then you can save your precious time. I will not find out the number of male candidates and female candidates separately. It makes no sense. Similarly, here also number of male candidates and female candidates separately makes no sense. See, it's like this, no? The ratio is 5:3, which means male candidates 5x, female candidates 3x. The ratio is 9:11. So let's say like 9y, 11y. Now, what's the difference between male and female? 2x. The difference here is 2x. Similarly, the difference here is 2y. Male candidates 9y, female candidates 11y. What's the difference between them? 2y. So instead of finding out 5 parts, 3 parts, and then taking the difference, I'll directly say I want 2 parts of this. I want whatever 2 parts of this as well. So that way, number of steps can be cut down, right? Some steps can be cut down. Now, first of all, how many candidates have passed appeared in 2004? 2004 is 112%. 2007 is 121%, right? So look at this now. So 112% of 60,000. Out of that, how many passed? 60%. Out of this, how many passed? 80%. So if I look for the value for 2004, what happens? 2004 may see total there are 8 parts. Total there are 8 parts. 5 plus 3, 8 parts. I want only 2 parts out of it. So 2 by 8. Instead of finding out males and females separately, I am directly getting the difference. Difference is going to be 2 parts. 2 parts out of total 8 parts. 2 by 8 of what? 60%. 60% of what? 112%. Of what? 60,000. This is the value. 2000, the other value is 2007. 2007 mein what happens? Again same, 2 by 8. Because, sorry, not 2 by 8, 2 by 20. Not 2 by 8, 2 by 20. Why is it 2 by 20? Total there are 9 and 11, 20 parts. Total there are 9 plus 11, 20 parts. Out of 20 parts, see, instead of, so basically out of 80%, you have to divide 20 parts. 9 parts go for males, 11 parts go for females. But instead of doing all that males and females separately, I directly know that the difference is going to be 2 parts. 2 parts out of total 20. Into what? 2 by 20 of 80%. Of what? 80% of what? Number of candidates appeared, which is 121%. Of what? 60,000. Again, this is the ratio. We are working on a ratio 2004 by 2007. So divide these two. You have to divide these two. Save your time. Do not do individual calculations because 60,000 gets cancelled, numerator and denominator. All these percentages get cancelled, forget about it. This 2 in the numerator gets cancelled. This is like 4 into 2, this is 4 into 5. This is 20 into 3, this is 20 into 4. And see 112 and 121 if you can cancel somehow. Can you cancel? I think both, no. So at least some part has been resolved, right? Now if I have to simplify it further or kind of cut a few steps, 112 by 4, see 4 in the denominator here, right? 112 by 4, how much is 112 by 4? This is 28 times, right? Anything else that can be cancelled? I don't know. So let's see. Now what is the final answer? This will be equal to what? What do we have in the numerator here? 3 into 28. 3 into 28. Remember, this 5 of denominator here will go in the numerator into 5. Divided by, what do we have in the denominator? So this 2 goes in the denominator, right? So 2 into, everything is cancelled here, 2 into 121. So 3 into 28 into 5 divided by 2 into 121. You're able to follow? 3 into 28 is there in the numerator. This 5 also goes in the numerator. In the denominator, we have 2 and 21. 2 and 121. Now, this 2 also goes 14 times, right? So that's the final answer in my view. 3 into 14, 42. 42 into 5, 210. Divided by 121. So 210 divided by 121, option A is the answer. 210 by 121, option A is the answer. It's all about calculations, quick calculations. Now, I would say a smarter approach, a better approach than this would be don't even write 60,000 and waste your time. Don't even write this percentage and waste your time. Writing is what takes a lot of time, right? Only play with numbers. So if I'm actually solving it in the exam, I'll write 2 by 8 into 60 into 112 divided by 2 by 20 into 18 into 121 and only play with those values. It will save your precious time. Yeah. So option A, 210 by 121 is the answer. And let's now look at the last question from this set. Yeah, last question from this set on your screens now. What is the average number of female candidates passed in 2004, 5 and 8? You know female candidates. Find out the number of female candidates for each year and then take the average. 2004, 5 and 8. 2004, 2005 and 2008. How do you do this? See, 2004, how many female candidates? 3. 3 out of 8. Into what? 3 out of 8 of 60%. Right? Of what? 60% of 2004, right? 112%. Of what? 60,000. That 60,000, let's take common because we are going to add 3 values, right? All 3 will have 60,000 common. Then 2005. What is 2005? 5. 5 females out of every 12. 7 by 5, right? So, I mean 7 is to 5. So 5 out of 12. 5 by 12. Into what? Number of, percentage passed. 55%. 55% of what? 55% of 2005 value. 116%. Of 60,000, that 60,000 is common. Plus the last year, 2008. 2008 may it is 7 is to 8. So it will be 8 by 15 into 67%. Into what? 67% into 67% of what? 2008 it is 125. 125%. 125%. Right? All these are for 60,000. Remember, all this should be multiplied by 60,000. Right? So 60,000 I am taking it outside, common. Divide by 3. Divide by 3. Do the calculation. You need not skip this. I mean, it's a simple calculation. Not simple, but you can't be skipping it. I mean, some 30 seconds of time you spent here, you will know what the value will be, right? You'll know what the value will be. So 30 seconds is worth it. You can just spend and get the answer. First of all, this 60,000 by 3 becomes 20,000. 20,000 is what? 2 into 4 zeros, right? Now, if you observe, 20,000 is 2 with 4 zeros. Percentage and percentage everywhere. 2 percentage, right? So by 100 by 100. So this by 100 by 100 by 100 by 100 by 100 by 100 gets cancelled with these 4 zeros. So we have 2 outside. You understand? This is 2 into 10,000 divided by 10,000, 10,000, 10,000 gets cancelled. So your final answer will be this 2 into, now look at this, 3 by 8 into 16 to 112. Try to solve this. This is 80 plus 32, right? So 14 times, right? Does 112 get cancelled here? No, this is 4 into 3. This is 4 into 29. Yeah. Then this is what? 3 times, and this is 5 into 3, 5 into 25. Yeah. So what I would do is to take the, see, both the denominators have got 3 and 3, right? I mean, second and third term I've got 3 and 3. To third term also, let's have some 3 in the denominator. So if I want 3 in the denominator, this numerator should become 9. So I'll make it 9 by 3. So calculation becomes easy now, right? So I'll take that 3 also outside. 3 also outside now. So what do we have? 9 into 16 to 14 plus 5 into 55 into 29. I mean, it still needs work, but there's no way out, right? And the last part is 8 into 67 into 25. 8 into 67 into 25. 2/3 of this. 2 by 3 is outside. I mean, calculation you have to do. One thing that can be done is if you try to find the units place. See, forget about the 0. Divide by 10. Every option divide by 10. Divide this whole thing by 10. Units places are all different. Maybe you can apply units place method, unit digit method, right? 6, 5, 4 and 9. 6, 5, 4 and 9. So try and apply unit digit method. It may help you. Of course, fifth option, none of this is there, but at least out of the 4 options, you will know which 3 are wrong. Yes or no? See, there is already a 0 here. If I multiply 2 with 5, this will give me a 0. If I multiply this 2 with 25, it will give me a 0. So that 0 I can cancel. That 0, let's say, gets cancelled. You're able to follow? Work on the unit place method. Of course, divided by 3 is also there. That calculation you need to work out. So that's the way you do it. I mean, I don't see a shortcut. Approximation, if you want to try, it's close. 1836, 1725, 2014, 1929 are still closer. So I would not go for approximation. Maybe root digit method. If you don't want to do the calculation, go for root digit method or digital root method. I think root digit is going to be 9 for the first option. Root digit is going to be 7 for the second option, right? Root digit is going to be 6 for the third option, and root digit is going to be 3 for the fourth option. So root digit method is the best in my view. Definitely I will know which of the 3 options are wrong out of the first 4 options if I find out the root digit of the given question. I mean this site. It becomes easy. Yeah. See, root digit of this term is anyway going to be 9 because it's getting multiplied by 9. Now don't ask me what is root digit method. Root digit or digital root method has been discussed in our TalentSprint videos. You can refer to that. I am applying digital root method to make my life simple, right? So first term digital root is 9. Second term, what will be the digital root? For 55 the digital root is 5 and 5 10, right? 1. Then for 29 it is 2. So 5 into 1 into 2, 5 into 1, 5 into 2, 10. Overall digital root is going to be 1, right? This one, 6 and 7 the digital root is 4, right? 2 and 5 the digital root is 7. 8 into 4, 32. 32 the digital root is 5. Again 5 into 7, 35, digital root is going to be 8. Overall it's going to be 8. Now 9 plus 1, 10, 10 plus 8, 18. 9 plus 1, 10, 10 plus 8, 18. 18 implies the digital root is 9. So, yeah. So basically what happens is I'll have 9 as the digital root, 2 by 3. So 2 by 3 multiplied by digital root of 9. Because 9 plus 1 plus 8 is 18. Sum is 18. Again for that the digital root is 9. So 2 by 3 into 9. 2 by 3 into 9. Yeah. Now see, don't do the calculation. I have told you in the video of digital root that it does not work for divisions. So don't say 2 by 3 into 9, the digital root is 6 and mark option C as the answer. Don't do that. You getting it? You can't be doing that. What you have to do is cross multiply. You go for cross multiplication. Yeah. But the challenge with cross multiplication is option A will satisfy. I think option D will also satisfy. Option B gets eliminated. Option C also satisfies. So this is, I don't think digital root would work. I mean, would work as in definitely it works, but 2-3 options will be left out. So you have no choice but to do the full calculation. So even this is becoming a time consuming technique. So avoid this also then. Avoid this also, do the calculation, full calculation. Anyway, calculation, like I always say, is your lookout. If you had been practicing on calculations, you would figure out a way or the other to get it, right? So that's about this one from data interpretation. Easy question, easy to understand, but yes, lengthy in terms of the number of calculations that you'll have to do and then finally simplify everything to get the answer. Okay, let's move for the next one now. I think I have one more set. I mean, I have many other questions on data interpretation, all by grade up, but since we have limited time, let's just take one last set. So again, I'll present the data to you all, understand the data first, and then we look at the questions. Okay, this involves a little bit of concept from profit and loss. Okay, so here we go. The question is on your screens now. The data is on your screen now. I'll present the questions in a while. You see, question number 1, question number 2, question number 3, and question number 4. We've got 4 questions here. Okay, so we'll solve the questions later, but let's understand the data first. Here is the data on your screen. Try to understand that first. Got it? Understood the data? Okay, so I guess I have given you time enough to understand this. Let's look at it first and then see the questions. So here we go. You can see there are two items given to us. One is a line graph on your left hand side, and then there is a pie chart. See what it is talking about. A shopkeeper sells 4 products, P1, P2, P3 and P4. Right, 4 products, P1, P2, P3, P4. The line graph shows the amount he earned from the sales of these products over the years. So he's talking about different years, right? 14, 15, 16, 17. So over the years, the amount that he has earned by the sales of these products. So the blue line is for P1, red line is for P2, green one is for P3, and the purple one is for P4. So how much amount did he earn in 2014 by selling product P1? 45 rupees. How much amount did he earn in 2014 by selling P2? 49 rupees. This is earning. Earning means income. Income. This is an income graph. Understand? Income graph. Right? Your earning is equal to your income. How much amount did he earn by selling P3? 43 rupees. By selling P4? 40 rupees. So very easy data to understand. For each year from 14 to 17, we know the amount that a person has earned by selling 4 different types of products. Look at the pie chart. The pie chart shows the profit percent earned by the shopkeeper in 2016 for this year. The pie chart is only for one of the years for these 4 products. So only for 2016, the profit graph is also given to us. Profit percentage is given to us. So what do you understand from this? What all can be extracted? It's simple. These are profit percentages. These are incomes. But what exactly can be extracted by combining these two? If you want to combine these two, what data can be extracted? See, it is as follows. See, the pie chart is for 2016 and these are the values for 2016. So if you look at it, I know that in 2016, the amount earned by selling product P1 is 46 rupees. Amount earned is 46 rupees. In 2016, the profit on product 1 is 25%. See, amount earned, income is like selling price. If you have to understand it in simple words, it's like selling price. Income is always equal to, income is equivalent to selling price, analogous to selling price. Income is like selling price, expenditure is like cost price, profit is profit. So basically the line graph is about selling price, the pie chart is about profit percentage. But then the line graph is for 4 years and the pie chart is only for 1 year. So my understanding now is that in 2016, the selling price of P1 was 46 rupees. In 2016, the profit on P1 was 25%. Now, from our knowledge of profit and loss that we have learned through videos of TalentSprint, we know that if the profit is 25%, the selling price will be 125%. So I know that 125% is equivalent to 46 rupees. 100% is the cost price. That is equal to what? So I can find out the cost price for 2016. This is selling price in 2016. This is cost price of 2016. Cost price is always equal to 100%. So selling price in 2016 is 125%. Why is it 125%? It is 125% because the profit in 2016 is 25%. If the profit is 25%, selling price is 125. So 125 is 46. 100% is equal to what? If 125 is 46, 100% is equal to what? Cross multiply and you will get the answer. You're able to follow. Similarly, the profit by earning selling product 2 is 12%. If profit is 12%, selling price is 112%. That 112% is equal to 28 rupees. 100% is equal to what? Similarly, 135% is equal to 54 rupees. 100% is equal to what? 128% is equal to 32 rupees. 100% is equal to what? You getting it? So that cross multiplication will give you the cost price. So for 2016, we can find out the cost price of each of the products. Okay, that's all I can extract. Nothing else can be extracted. It cannot be done for 14, 15, 17 because we don't have the profit data for these 3 years. All right. Now let's look at the first question. There are 4 questions here. The first one is on your screens now. So the same data. See what he's talking about. 2014. In 2014, the shopkeeper bought some units of P3 at the rate of 24 units for 2 rupees and some more units of P3 at the rate of 28 units for 3 rupees. The investment being equal in both the cases. If he sold the whole quantity and gained 12%, then find the number of units he bought and sold. Interesting question. I'll leave you with this for 2 minutes. The clock starts now. All right, the time is up. I can see two different answers have come in. Chandan Kushwaha has got 400 and Shravan Kumar has got 375. Waiting for more responses. Okay, the time is up. Let's look at the solution now. All right, the first one from this set on data interpretation. Okay, here we go. Look at the question. In 2014, the shopkeeper bought some units of product 3 at the rate of 24 units for 2 rupees and some more units of the same product 3 at the rate of 28 units for 3 rupees. The investment being equal in both the cases. Remember, investment is what? The amount you spend. That's equal in both the cases. What are the two cases? In one case, he has bought 24 units for 2 rupees. That's the rate. In the other case, he has bought at the rate of 28 units for 3 rupees. Now, if he sold the whole quantity and gained 12%, then find the number of units he bought and sold. Find the number of units he bought and sold. Understand, what is he talking about? 2014. Which product? Product 3. 2014 product 3. 2014 product 3, what is the value? 2014 product 3 is 43. Yeah, 2014 product 3 is 43. Yes or no? Product 3 is the green line, right? So I think the green line is giving us a value of 43. So in 2014 for product 3, it is the investment is he has earned 43 rupees. This is the selling price. Remember, this is the selling price. For the same product, the gain is how much? 12%. So like we had discussed in the introduction part of this chart, right? I know the profit percentage. The profit percentage is 12. Profit is equal to 12%. Implies what is the selling price? Selling price will be 112%. That 112% is equal to 43 rupees. Find out the total cost price. 100% is equal to what? That's the first step. Find out the total cost price, right? Total cost price. Do that calculation. Do that calculation, all of you. Quick. Okay, I think I'm really sorry, but there is an error in this graph here. This is not 43 but 42. Apologies for the inconvenience. I'm sure many of you would have got stuck here. This value is not 43, it's 42. Sorry about that. 42 is the value. So basically 112% is equal to 42. Otherwise we will not be able to solve and get the answer here. Yeah. So basically the selling price we know is 112%. Why do we know the selling price of all the units is 112%? Because the profit is given as 12% for that particular product in that particular year. So 112% is equivalent to 42 from the graph. Cost price 100% is equal to what? Cross multiply. So the cost price comes out to be 100 times 42 by 112. So it's like 7 into 6. This is 7 into 16. So 600 by 16, or basically 3 by 8. 3 by 8 is 0.375, right? 6 by 16 is 3 by 8. 3 by 8. 3 by 8 into 100. So 0.375 into 100 will be 37.5. So I know that the total amount spent is 37.5 rupees. Total amount spent, the total costing, the total investment, right? This 37.5 is nothing but investment. This is the investment. Yes or no? This is about the investment. The total investment on this particular product in that particular year, which particular year? 2014, is 37.5 rupees. Now comes the other part of the question. What is he saying? In 2014, the shopkeeper bought some units at the rate of 24 units for 2 rupees. So 24 units for 2 rupees means 12 units for 1 rupee. Yes or no? So there are two parts. 24 units for 12 rupees. Sorry, 24 for 2 rupees. I'm sorry about this. 24 for 2 rupees.
24 for 2 rupees. So how many per rupee? 12 per rupee. Yes, sir. For 2 rupees is getting 24 units. Implies 12 per rupee. 12 rupees. 12 units for each rupee spent. And then the other part is 28 units for 2 rupees. 28 for 3 rupees. So how many per rupee? 28 by 3. Yes or no? 28 by 1 and 28 by 3. Now also we know that, so these are the two different types of costings that he has incurred. But then he has invested the same amount in both of them, in both the cases. Same amount in both the cases. See, I know that the total investment is 37.5. Total investment is 37.5. This is case 1, let's say, and this is case 2. The total investment is 37.5. And he has invested equal in both the cases, which means case 1's investment will be 37.5 by 2 and case 2's investment will also be 37.5 by 2. So how much has he spent in case 1? 37.5 by 2 rupees. How much has he spent in case 2? Same, 37.5 by 2 rupees. I know that in case 1 I can get 12 units for 1 rupee. So how many will I get for 37.5 by 2 rupees? 37.5 by 2 into 12. You're able to follow? So total number of units. That's what we have to find out, right? How many total units were bought? Total number of units will be equal to what? It will be equal to, see, in case 1, I can get 12 units per rupee. How much have I invested? 37.5 by 2. Plus, in case 2, I can get 28 units for 3 rupees. 28 by 3. For each rupee, I will get 28 by 3 units. How many rupees have I invested? 37.5 by 2. Add these two, you will get the required answer. Right? So I think this goes 6 times, 6 into 37.5, and this goes 14 times here, multiply by 37.5 and then divide by 3. So 6 into 37.5, how much is that? 6 into 30 is 180 and 6 into 7.5 will be 45. 180 plus 45 is 225. 225 plus something. Yeah? Now if you want 37.5 by 3 actually can be taken as 12.5. 37.5 by 3 is 12.5. 12.5 into 14. 12 into 14 is 168. 0.5 into 14 is 7. 168 plus 7 is 175. So 225 plus 175 will give you 400. That's the final answer. 400 is the final answer. I apologize for this error in the graph. It is supposed to be 42 and not 43. But the point is simple. See, don't go by the length of the explanation or the number of steps that you have put on paper. The only thing is you need to understand that there are two different cases. In case 1, we are spending 2 rupees for buying 24 units. In case 3, we are spending 3 rupees for buying 28 units. Overall, we have spent 37.5 rupees. That's the calculation. This 37.5 is equally spent in the two cases. So each case will get 37.5 by 2 rupees for case 1 and 37.5 by 2 rupees for case 2. Now based on the rate at which we have bought, find out the number of units in each cases. Add up both of them to get the required answers. Okay, so 400 is the final answer. 400 units. Option C is the answer. Okay. Looks like all of you have followed, so let me present the next question to you all. The next one from the same data is on your screens now. Here is talking about 2016. He says in 2016 the shopkeeper buys product 5. Now there's a new product 5 from the profit he earned on sale of product 2 and sold it at a price equal to the profit earned by him on sale of product 1. Find his profit percentage on the sale of product 5. Assuming only 1 unit of product 5, 1 unit of product 1 and 1 unit of product 2 is sold during the respective year. So interesting question here. He's talking about a new product 5. He says the new product 5 was bought from the profit earned on product 2 and it was sold at a price which is equal to the profit earned on product 1. So basically you have to find out the profits first and then work on the requirement. 1 minute is what you have. I'm sure you should be able to solve this. Try it properly. Got it?
All right, time is up. Let's discuss the solution now. So he says in 2016, the shopkeeper buys a new product, product 5, from the profit he earned on product 2 and sold it at a price equal to the profit he earned on product 1. So he's bought a new product. How did he buy the new product? From the profit he has earned on product 2. And he sold it at a price which is equal to the profit he earned on product 1. Find his profit percentage on the sale of product 5. I'm sorry. So see, for you to find out the profit percentage, you should know the selling price and the cost price. I should know what is the selling price of product 5 and the cost price of product 5. One more point given in the question is that assume that only 1 unit of product 5, product 1 and product 2 is sold during this year. So he has sold only one item of 1, 2 and 5. Now first of all, since he is talking about profit of product 2 and profit of product 1, let's work on these things. 2016 he says, 2016 the pie chart is given to us. Profit on product 1 is 25%, profit on product 2 is 12%, right? 2016, the selling price of product 1. What is the selling price of product 1? 28 rupees. What is the selling price of product 2? Product 2 is 28 rupees, product 1 is 46 rupees. Now understand, product 1 profit is 25%, which means selling price will be 125%. That 125% is equal to 46 rupees. So I can say for product 1, 125% is 46. 25% is equal to what? Because I'm interested in the profit value is equal to what? Similarly for product 2, profit is 12%. The selling price is 28 rupees. So I can say 112% is equal to 28 rupees. 12% is equal to what? This is selling price. This is profit. This is also selling price. This is profit. Cross multiply. So here profit will be equal to what? See, this 5 times is 46. So 1 time is equal to what? 46 by 5, which is 9.2. So I think 9.2 for product 1. And for product 2, what is the profit? 112% is 28. So 12% is equal to what? 12%. So 28 into 12 by 112, right? I think cost price is 25 rupees. 12% of 25 rupees. 2.5. 3 rupees. This should come out to be 3 rupees. So I know that the profit of product 1 is 9.2 rupees. The profit of product 2, profit of product 1 and profit of product 2. We have got it, 9.2 rupees. Now what does he say? He's bought product 5. The shopkeeper buys product 5 from the profit he earned on sale of product 2. Which means I can say the cost price of product 5 is equal to the profit of product 2. Profit of product 2. Profit of product 2 is 3 rupees. And he sold it at a price equal to the profit earned by him on product 1. So selling price of product 5 is equal to the profit earned on product 1. What is the profit earned on product 1? 9.2 rupees. Now you know the cost price of product 5. You also know the selling price of product 5. What is asking us to find out? Profit percentage. Profit percentage is equal to. What is profit percentage? Profit percentage will be equal to profit by cost price. What is the profit? 6.2 rupees, right? Profit is equal to 6.2. Selling price is 9.2. Cost price is 6. Cost price is 3. So 9.2 minus 3 by 3 into 100. So basically 6.2 by 3. 6.2 is definitely more than 200%. Yes or no? 9.2 minus 3 is 6.2. 6.2 by 3. 6 by 3 itself is 200. 6 by 3 is 2 into 100. 200, right? So 6 by 3 is 2. 6.2 by 3 will be more than 2. More than 200 basically. Okay, then there are two options, A and D. And verify further. So 6.2 by 3 into 100. 620 by 3. 620 by 3 will be how much? 206.66. Option D will be the answer. Right? This comes out to be 206.66%. Basically 620 by 3. 620 by 3. 600 by 3 is 200. 20 by 3 6.66. So 200 plus 6.66, 206.66. Option D. Okay. Let's move to the next one. Here's the next question. Solve this now. Third one now. Try this. We're already at 8.5. 2 more questions and then we'll close it. Here he says the cost price of product 4 in 2016 is approximately what percent of product 2's cost price of 2014 if product 2 in 2014 was marked 75% above the cost price and 20% discount was given on it. Again about 2016. Try to solve it. Quick, interesting question again. Let's see how many of you get the answer. Got it? See what it should be done. Time is up. Look at the solution. The cost price of product 4 in 2016 is approximately what percent of product 2's cost price in 2014? Right? So basically this is like X is what percent of Y. Right? X is approximately what percent of Y. X is what percent of Y? X by Y into 100. Right? What is X in our case? Cost price of product 4. In which year? 2016. Divided by what is Y? Cost price of product 2 in 2014. Cost price of product 2 in 2014 into 100. So this is what we need to find out. Now finding out cost price of product 4 in 2016 will be easy because for 2016 the pie chart is given to us. See the profit in 2004, the profit in 2016 for product 4 is 28%. The selling price of product 4 in 2016 is 32 rupees. Yeah. If the profit is 28%, can I say selling price is 128%? So I can say in 2016, we are talking about product 4 in 2016. Okay. What happens? 128%. 128% is equal to 32. So 100% is equal to what? Because that will give me the cost price. I want cost price of product 4 in 2016. So for product 4 in 2016, selling price is 128% because profit is 28%. Cost price is equal to what? So if I cross multiply, cost price will come out to be 100 into 32 by 128. This goes simply 4 times, so 25 is the value. So this is equal to 25. Right? Yes or no? Cost price of product 4 in 2016 comes out to be 25. Now do it for the other product. Product 2 2014. Product 2 2014. The challenge here is we don't have profit percentage data. See, for 2016 the pie chart is given, but not for 2014. However, what do we know? If product 2 in 2014 was marked 75% above the cost price and 20% discount was given on it. Understand? Let's assume the cost price is equal to C. What will be the mark price? It is 75% above the cost price. So mark price will be 1.75 C. 175% of C, which is 1.75 C. Discount is given as 20%. 20% of what? 1.75 C. 20% of 1.75 C implies selling price will be how much? See, if the discount is 20%, selling price will be 80%. 80% of 1.75 C. So it's like 0.175 into 2. 0.35. 1.75 minus 0.35. 1.4. 1.4 C. So what I know from the given data that when you give a, when you mark up the product by 75% and give a discount of 20%, the selling price comes out to be 140% of cost price. 1.4 is nothing but 140%. 1.4 is nothing but 140% of cost price. But I know that the selling price of product 2 in 2014, selling price of product 2, which is product 2 red line, in 2014 is 49 rupees. But according to the data, selling price, 49 rupees. So 49 rupees is equal to 1.4 times the cost price. 49, this is selling price only, right? All this is income. Income is nothing but selling price. Selling price is equal to 49 for product 2 in 2014. That is equal to 1.4 C. So what is C? 49 by 1.4. Simplify this. So it's like 49 by 14 or 490 by 14. 70 by 2. 70 by 2. What is 70 by 2? 35. Yes. So this is equal to 35. So what's the answer? 25 by 35 into 100. See, you don't go by the number of steps. You can cut down the number of steps. You don't even have to write discount is 20% of so and so. If discount is 20, obviously selling price is 80. 80% of 1.75 C, which is 1.4 C, which is equal to 49. So from there itself you'll get the cost price. So cost price is 35 for product 2 in 2014. Cost price is 25 for product 4 in 2016. Now do the calculation. What is the calculation? 25 by 35 into 100. X is what percent of Y? X by Y into 100. That's like 5 by 7. What is 5 by 7? 5 by 7 will be 71.42%. I mean, if you have learned the percentages and their equivalent fractions in our percentages video of TalentSprint program, you will know directly that 5 by 7 is equal to 71.42%. 71.42%. 71.42% is the answer. Option A is the answer. Okay. See, 1 by 7 is 14.28%. 5 by 7 will be 14.28 into 5. 14.28 into 5 is 70 plus 1.42, approximately 71.42. Last question. This is the last one. Try this out. Again, a big one, lengthy question. Let's see if you are able to crack it. It says P and Q together invested rupees 8,000 in a business. In case 1, P invested 60% of it under his name and P earned 800 as profit out of 2,000. In case 2, P invested 55% of it under his name and Q earned 990 as a profit out of the same amount. Then the difference of the ratio of time for which P and Q made their investment in the first case and in the second case is equal to what? So typical partnership type of a question, right? You know the concept of partnership, right? In case of partnership, the profit is proportional to the investment and the duration of investment. Profit is proportional to the product of investment and duration of investment. So here is talking about different investments and different durations basically. So keeping that partnership concept in mind, try to solve it. Got it? No, nobody has got the answer. Bhaskar Singh says he would skip it. I think it's an easy one. Looks to be lengthy, but easy one. Let me just try this. See, P and Q together invested rupees 8,000 in a business. In case 1, P invested 60% of it under his name. P earned rupees 800 as a profit out of 2,000. So understand, case 1, we are talking about case 1. What happened in case 1? See, total investment is 8,000 in a business. They have invested total investment is 8,000, right? And basically this question actually has got nothing to do with this particular data here. Forget about this data, right? this is not from data interpretation basically, this is a separate partnership question. Anyway, total investment is 8,000, total profit is 2,000 rupees. That's what we get to know from this question, right? They invested 8,000 in business. In case 1, P invested 60% of it under his name and earned 800 as profit out of rupees 2,000. So profit is 2,000, investment is 8,000. In case 2, P invested 55% of under his name and Q earned 990 as a profit out of the same amount. Same amount means same profit. Then what is the difference of the ratio of the time for which P and Q made their investment in case 1 and case 2, right? So see how do we solve. In case 1, what can I say? Profit of P by profit of Q. Case 1, profit of P by profit of Q equal to investment of P into time of P's investment by investment of Q into time of Q's investment, right? That's how is the partnership concept, right? That's how it works. Now what is profit of P? Profit of P is 800. P earned rupees 800 as a profit. So 800. What is the profit of Q? If P earned 800, obviously Q will earn 1200. Total profit is 2000. So if P has earned 800, Q will earn 200 equals to investment of P. What is investment of P? 60%. 60% of 8,000. See, if investment of P is 60%, obviously investment of Q is going to be 40%. And whatever be the total value, that gets cancelled in numerator and denominator. Yes or no? What? 60% of 8,000, 40% of 8,000. So 8,000 gets cancelled anyway. Now if you try and simplify, what happens? This is like 3 by 2. This is 400 into 2, 400 into 3. So what happens? In case 1, we find that time of P's investment by time of Q's investment is equal to 4 by 9. Yes or no? 2 into 2, 4, 3 into 3, 9. Do the same calculation for case 2. What happened in case 2? P invested 55% and Q earned 990 as profit. So if I do it for case 2 now, what happens? Let me just clear up this data here. I mean, I'll do case 2 calculation here. I don't have space. In fact, this DI graph and all that is not required. It's a mistake. But anyway, solve. Yeah. So case 2 mein what happens? In case 2, right, what do we get? I mean, I'm not writing the formula again. I'm just taking up the profits respectively. So Q earned 990. If Q has earned 990, obviously P has earned 1010. So 1010 by 990 equals to P's investment is how much? 55. If P's investment is 50 and time of P's investment. If P's investment is 55, Q's investment will be 45. Time of Q's investment. Solve for this, what happens? This is like 11 times and 9 times. This goes 110 times. And 11 goes how many times? Okay, so 11 doesn't get cancelled there basically, right? So we have TP by TQ for case 2 equals to 11 into 11, 121, 101 by 121. Now what is he asking us to find out? We have got the two time ratios, 4 by 9 and 101 by 121. What is he asking us to find out? What is the difference of the ratio of time for which P and Q made their investment in first case and in second case? So we have to find out the difference of these two. Difference of what? Difference of the two ratios, first case and second case. So your final answer will be 4 by 9 minus 101 by 121, or 101 by 121 minus 4 by 9. Difference, magnitude is not important, difference. So your answer is going to be this. Last step, 101 by 121 minus 4 by 9. Do the calculation, you'll get the answer. Take the LCM for 121 and 9, right? So 121 into 9, let's say. So 1210 minus 121, or 120 into 9 is 1080, and 1 into 9 is 9089, 1089. 1089. I think clearly the denominator is 1089. So option B, option C, option D are eliminated because 1079, 1099, 1999 cannot be the values. It should either be option A or option E. Highly likely is option A. Simplify. 121 goes 9 times. 9 into 101, 909. 4 goes how many times? Sorry, 9 goes how many times? 121 times. So 4 into 121. What is 4 into 121? 484. So 909 minus 484. So that's like 900 minus 500, 400. And then 9 plus 16, 25. 425 by 1089. 425 by 1089. 425 by 1080, yes, option A is the correct answer. And yes, like I said, this has got nothing to do with the data interpretation diagrams given there, like line graph and pie chart. It's a independent partnership question, right? It's an independent partnership question. Option A is the final answer. And I think with this, we come to the end of this session, which was on data interpretation and data analysis for your IBPS PO main exam, brought to you by GradeUp and TalentSprint together. I hope all of you have enjoyed this. We had chosen 3 very interesting sets of DI, right? I think the first one being 7 different tasks, 5 different people, different number of days, missing data, right? Second one was about different people appearing for exam different years, different percentages of past candidates every year, and then male is to female ratio, which is like a regular one, but a lot of calculation involved in the questions there. And this was the last one where we had 4 different products sold over 4 different years, their incomes being given in the line graph, and profit percentage for a particular year in the pie chart. Okay, I think the takeaway from all these questions that we have solved so far is that questions are not complex. It's not that you cannot solve. What is complex here is to understand the question itself, right? These questions have been made lengthy. It's not a straight X is what percent of Y type of question. A lot of data has to be extracted. A lot of calculation has to be done before you could arrive at the final answer. And then they are making it even more complex by skipping some of the values, by not giving some of the values in the data. So that those values have to be identified using the indirect information given to us. And a little more complexity is involved because they are using arithmetic aptitude concepts, profit and loss, time and work, time and distance, simple and compound interest, permutations and combinations and all that stuff, right? Anyway, we have discussed a lot of these type of questions in our session today, also in our last session, and yes, a lot of TalentSprint videos have covered missing DI type of questions. So if you wish to learn more through these videos, you can explore our online programs on talentsprint.com, right? Do visit that and see if anything suits your requirement. And yes, irrespective of whether you enroll for this program or not, remember, practice is the key. The more you practice, the easier it gets. However, your IBPS PO main exam is just 2 days away, so I would just suggest that now you should cut your preparation completely and just relax and keep yourselves focused about what is your strategy for that particular main examination, right? Try to get that right confidence and right frame of mind so that you don't get distracted and don't go underconfident, right? Walk into the examination center with full of confidence, and I'm sure you will give your best shot, right? So all the best for your IBPS PO mains exam, all the best for your RBA assistants preliminary examination, all the best for your IBPS clerks preliminary examination, and do well. I think that's what I would like to say. Remember, we are uploading a lot of videos and we are conducting a lot of live classes on our YouTube channel. So do subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, if you want to access all the videos and all the live classes, you can check our website, which is talentsprint.com, right? So keep practicing, take very good care of yourselves, and all the very best for all your upcoming exams.